students train, the way coaches interact with their kids. So, firstly, why do we exist? I looked at this already with you guys. The fact is that there are 16 million high school students and athletes across the United States today, and we believe that every one of them has the right to be the best version of themselves, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But frankly, the option to be that is limited due to the tools at their disposal. Why is fitness and training at that level not very pervasive? Well, there's a number of problems and other barriers. Firstly is competency. Frankly, most schools don't have a certified professional that is really qualified to actually train an individual. The number's about 75, appreciate that. 75% of schools, of the 35,000 in the United States alone, don't have somebody that can actually direct this type of training. Nextly, efficiency. Everything's moving from pen and paper. Everybody used to use Excel, spend hours and hours every week, and now we're getting online, like a lot of the other industries in business. Lastly, and probably the most important, is motivation. Kids need to be the owners of their own process, right? And what we're doing is kind of building that culture and motivating kids to basically take responsibility for themselves and become that best version of themselves. So the solution, what we developed is a comprehensive web-based platform that delivers performance training to athletes on a school and team-wide basis. What it is really an automated service that will create a workout, deliver it to a kid based on his personal information, his schedule, his sports, his coach's equipment in the gym. So it's all automated. We're basically delivering a strength and conditioning coach to every high school. Lastly, and this is really, again, I can't stress this enough, what we're really selling is not a strength and conditioning program. Those are a dime a dozen. What we're really selling is culture. Right? We wanted to take the experience we had playing college football at the Division I level and bring it to the high school. Because the kids deserve that same level of intensity, motivation, competition, and desire to be the next level, be a better version of themselves, be more human. All right? And that's really what we're delivering through a very comprehensive system. Thanks. Business model, everybody's obviously interested in that. What we're doing is trying to offer all schools an affordable option. As we know, public high schools, even private high schools, they have budgets. And what we're doing is selling yearly subscriptions to these schools and getting athletes on for free. Depending on the number of students or athletes you have, the price model changes. Smallest is $400. The greatest, largest, unlimited plan is $1,200 a year. You get every feature no matter how big you are, but your cost and number of athletes allowed is the only thing that changes. And right now what we're also starting to do is we have close to 10,000 athletes on the site just today, and we're going to start upselling those athletes. They're on there for free. We're going to get them some sweet gear. We're going to start strategic partnerships with other companies that sell supplements, etc. So the product, I know it's all about live demo. What we've opted to do is just show you a very brief video. It's 2 minutes because the system is rather comprehensive. To show you really end-to-end how it all works together would probably take way too long. We run demos in person with coaches that take half an hour.
We are Platform. An account is quick, easy, and free. We will create you an account with which you can train and manage all of your athletes. Add your entire roster with just a click. With this information, our system will then create a sophisticated strength and conditioning program for each one of your athletes every week throughout the year, dependent on their own personal schedule. Supported by professional coaching instruction, our program will build more dynamic athletes. top of that, we prescribe a weekly team-based competitive workout that builds team chemistry and the winning mindset.
Actually just probably already 6 months old, and we've kind of even progressed from there. There's a lot more that we're doing, but it gives you a good idea of kind of just a pervasive end-to-end system that we're trying to basically build a culture within a school, not just a football team, for example. You know, women's basketball at the high school level is actually like probably our second biggest enthusiastic user group. So what we're doing is really selling a culture that allows teams to kind of build more successful programs, but more importantly, kids become engaged and know in the process of being better at something, and that's really what we're in it for. I'm a coach at heart, and that's why I'm here. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of an idea. I'm guessing it's probably easier just to have questions if you have them. So from right now, I guess I'll turn it over to you guys. Yes?
So being a generalized or like a individualized website, obviously different sports, you're going to have different workouts that you do with them. Have you made it tailored to different positions in different sports? Or how
so my answer to that would actually be, and I mean this in the politest ways, but that actually really isn't true, especially at the high school level. The high school athlete's not a specialist, right? Football player plays baseball. The basketball player plays lacrosse. And if you get into it, even at the next level, what people are seeing in the world of strength conditioning and fitness, etc., CrossFit, whether or not you love it or hate it, has kind of brought this to light, is that all humans are the same. All athletes have the same requirements, responsibilities, etc. And what we're doing is building a more dynamic athlete. Freshman in high school doesn't have a foundational level of fitness that can then be put into a football-specific workout, right? We want to build somebody that can move better, is less susceptible to injury, has mental toughness, etc. So it's kind of ubiquitous through sports and athletes and students, really. So what we do is we train a holistic approach so that it's based on your schedule, per se, by sport, but you're not switching workouts throughout the year. Sport-specific, even more so position-specific, you can go online and Google it. It's really become just a marketing term for people to buy things. Like, I can make you a better wide receiver. No, you can't. You can make you a better athlete. Your coach can try to make you a better wide receiver. So that's really our goal. We're going to create the best athlete, deliver them to the coach, and let them use them. For example, a football player, when does he do a football workout if he also plays baseball? Just in the summer, so he does it 3 times in high school for 2 months. It doesn't really work. What we want to get you to do is training year-round where you see results for 4 years. You make it to that next level, great. You go to a college where they're doing it very football-specific. Even now, though, you go to Stanford, you go to Alabama, it's less of what you'd probably call a football-specific workout these days. Yeah.
So this might just be the demo, but it seems like there's a huge mobile opportunity here. Do you guys have a mobile strategy or mobile products as well?
So yeah, that's a big part for us. I'll answer it in 2 parts. One, right now the site is mobile optimized. We all know that's not the same as an app. It's the best we have right now. We are moving in the app direction. The reason for that is, and if anybody out there is interested, our biggest crutch is development. Clearly, it's not apparently obvious. I'm not a tech guy, right? So I'm not coding. We have my co-founder is a business guy. He's not coding. What we've done is essentially contracted out. We're in a pretty safe place right now, but if we want to scale with speed, via the app, via improvements and updates on a regular basis of efficiency, we need to bring a CTO in. So do you have any friends? Yeah.
If this is a small school and they don't have the equipment to be able to do the training, how does the training change? And then still value for that school to the...
Sure. So firstly, there is a baseline. You have to be able to basically squat, your most foundational movements. You have a barbell of any kind, and a rack to put it on. From there, the system will intake every other piece of equipment you have, and let's say you don't have a Bootcamp developer. I'm sorry if I'm not speaking anybody's language right now, but if you don't have that selected, you're going to do a different posterior chain movement that's going to have the same activation and same result, but it's going to be something your kid walks in and goes, Coach, I can't do this. He already knows that he can do it. He's seen the video. He knows how to do it.
I like what you're doing. I feel like I can get some training this way as a high school student or even in college. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Could we take PLT4M and apply it to the military?
Absolutely. So there's plenty of applications beyond basically high school athletics. We want to dominate that market first because, one, we understand. We lived it from end to end. We're still invested in it. Once we're there, I mean, the applications are endless, right? I mean, we've actually talked to, we were at a convention, a football convention, the Marines always do a thing. They talked about maybe getting it onto their base, just because it's, you know, a regimented, connected training experience that is usable anywhere. Obviously, that'll be, you know, some changes from our end, but we want to be able to eventually cater to a number of different markets that could use that type of system. Yeah.
What type of feedback mechanism do you have, if any, to make sure that the athletes sort of follow your schedule, don't overtrain, correctly do sort of the training movements? Seems like you're sort of putting the coach, less experienced coaches, what do you have to compensate for that?
Well, so, you know, firstly, let me say that the unfortunate other side of that is a kid does nothing, right? So what we want to do is make sure that there is a middle ground. The ideal scenario in any world is a coach that is either educated on his own or gets educated through us that can then supervise the kids with a program that's already vetted, has the supported educational content through videos, through lectures, etc. And then eventually we'd also like to go in and be present, you know, for brief seminars with those teams and those athletes. A lot of, unfortunately, in the fitness world, a lot of what we see, it's getting less and less now, is everybody is just so goddamn worried about hurting themselves. There is nothing wrong with putting a PVC pipe in your hand and trying to put it overhead and squatting. All right, it's good for you. Worst things, it happens, you fall over. We're throwing kids at sports that get hurt with non-contact ACL injuries every single day, and yet we're worried about them working out. It's asinine because the numbers actually bear out that it's the safest thing for a kid to do, and it actually reduces injury. So I will say that yes, we absolutely, our goal is to educate the coach that he can be an ambassador for us, because that coach doesn't have the time to go become a certified strength conditioning professional. Does that mean that his 150 kids just don't get anything unless they have $200 a week to spend on a personal trainer? No, I don't think that's fair. So what is the perfect solution? I think we're always going to be trying to work towards that. Because yes, of course, you know, we don't want kids just throwing around 45-pound dumbbells if they can't do it. But really what we want to do is get them moving. Our program is built from movement first, weight second, and really that's what athletes need anyway. Hopefully that is.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.